Poverty can strike any of us at an unexpected moment. And this week it came knocking on my door. I don't mean in terms of my pocketbook, but rather in my inner world. The days are getting shorter. Winter is just around the corner. The darkness seems to be settling in. Christmas is always a hard time for me, but this Christmas may be sadder for many. I don't think I'm alone in feeling this low-grade background sorrow. Despite the words of some world leaders who first minimized the dangers of our current pandemic and then proclaimed in confident, triumphant terms that things would soon be back to normal, let's face it, we are far from having beaten back COVID-19. It will be months before a vaccine is available to every single person on this planet. We are all in a marathon, not a sprint. The language of triumph and victory is seductive and energizing. Think of the words of Churchill during the Second World War. We shall fight on the seas and the ocean. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength. We shall fight on the hills. We shall never surrender. These are words to raise our blood and our spirits. Words that invite us to take up arms and devote ourselves to a cause. But triumphant, victorious language is not solely reserved for the battlefield. The thrill of victory plays out in every single sporting event. It is the lifeblood of speculators on Wall Street. It is present in the boardrooms of every business enterprise and in the classrooms of all our children. In our world, high achievers are rewarded. As with every human institution, the church has also fallen prey to the seduction of triumphalism. It shows up in many hymns, especially at Easter. We sing, "The battle is over and Christ is victorious." In bygone days, Christianity villainized its spiritual ancestor, Judaism, and looked down its nose at all other faiths, trying its hardest to convert the whole world. Today is Reign of Christ Sunday, otherwise named the Feast of Christ the King. I struggle with this language, for the kind of kings that history has recorded wielded the power to control, reward, and destroy human lives. The kings of history reaped the rewards of the labors of the people they ruled. I'm not sure Jesus would approve of Reign of Christ Sunday. In today's scripture, Jesus tells us he resides within the hearts of the hungry, the imprisoned, the sick, and the weak. He resides within the poor, and also the poor in spirit. I had to remind myself of that this week. Jesus resides in me, and he resides in you. He resides within every living, breathing human being, no matter what is going on in our lives. We need to hear this. Jesus teaches us that we are all our brother's keepers, and that whatever we do to the very least amongst us, we're doing to him. But if he resides in us, then whatever we do to the least of us, we are also doing to ourselves. We are interconnected and interdependent, floating on this vast sea of life, all sharing the same lifeboat. We would be hard-pressed to find a better example of this truth than COVID-19. So, the people that history largely ignores, those who are not victorious in any way, are considered precious in the eyes of God. That's what Jesus tells us. And somewhere inside me, that resonates. For every human life is a little, or maybe even a big, miracle. I'm precious. You are precious. But this week, I don't feel very precious. And I'm allowed to feel that way because things are tough. But I know, without a doubt, that even in my poverty of spirit, I can bring a smile to the face of someone I care for. I can bring a word of cheer to my neighbor. I can work on forgiving those who have hurt me or those who don't understand me. I can search for the hidden face of Jesus in every other human being I meet. This week, over and over again, I'm listening to this song Quand tu verras by Robert Lebel. And it seems to me that Jesus himself speaks to me through these words. So if you'll forgive my poor translation, it goes something like this. When you see all hope crumbling at your feet, and suffering, even unto the cross, invades your very heart, remember that death did not destroy the Christ. And so it has lost its power over us as well. Better days will be ours, and together we will prevail.